There's something undeniably comforting about a dish that fills your kitchen with the rich aroma of slow-cooked beef and sweet, golden onions. Savory beef with caramelized onions is a classic combination that transcends culinary trends and regional boundaries. A dish that strikes a perfect balance between hearty and elegant, simple and deeply flavorful. Today, let's unlock the secrets behind this timeless favorite, exploring not just the steps, but the soul of a meal that brings warmth to any table. Begin with the beef. The choice of cut is essential, as it sets the stage for the entire dish. For maximum tenderness and flavor, opt for cuts like chuck, brisket, or even short ribs. Muscular pieces that become meltingly tender when cooked slowly. Take your time to trim excess fat, while leaving enough to render richness into the sauce later on. Cut the beef into generous cubes, about 2 inches each, ensuring every piece will sear beautifully, and hold its shape during the long simmer. Before any cooking begins, let the beef sit out at room temperature for about 20 minutes. This small act ensures even cooking and a better sear. Meanwhile, season the beef generously with salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Don't be shy. The seasoning penetrates the meat and forms the foundation of the dish's flavor profile. The magic of caramelized onions lies in patience. Start by selecting sweet yellow onions, as their natural sugars transform into a golden, jammy sweetness as they cook. Peel and slice the onions thinly, aiming for even slices to ensure uniform caramelization. In a wide, heavy-bottom pan, melt a combination of butter and a splash of olive oil over medium-low heat. The butter lends richness, while the olive oil prevents burning. Add the onions to the pan with a pinch of salt. The salt draws out their moisture, encouraging the caramelization process. Stir occasionally, resisting the urge to rush. Over the next 40 minutes, the onions will slowly collapse, their sharpness mellowing into a deep, savory sweetness. Watch as they turn from opaque white to golden, then to a rich amber brown. If they begin to stick, deglaze the pan with a splash of beef broth or water, scraping up every last bit of flavor. While the onions work their magic, it's time to brown the beef. In a separate pot or Dutch oven, heat a thin layer of oil until shimmering. Working in batches, add the beef cubes in a single layer, giving each piece plenty of space. Sear on all sides until a deep crust forms. This step is crucial for building the dish's robust flavor. Each time you brown a batch, set it aside and repeat until all the meat is seared. With all the beef browned, pour off excess fat, leaving just enough to coat the bottom of the pot. Add minced garlic and a sprig or two of fresh thyme. As the garlic sizzles, its aroma mingles with the beefy fond, the caramelized bits stuck to the bottom of the pan. Briefly sauté the garlic until fragrant, taking care not to burn it. Next comes the deglazing. Pour in a generous splash of dry red wine, scraping up all the browned bits with a wooden spoon. The wine's acidity lifts the fond, creating a base for a deeply flavored sauce. Allow the wine to reduce by half, its sharpness softening and its essence concentrating. Return the seared beef and any accumulated juices back to the pot. Now, add the caramelized onions, stirring them in so they share their sweetness with the savory meat. Pour in enough beef broth to just cover the mixture and toss in a few bay leaves for earthy complexity. Bring everything to a gentle simmer, then reduce the heat and cover, letting the stew bubble softly for 2 to 3 hours. As the beef cooks, the connective tissues break down, transforming the meat into fork-tender morsels. The onions dissolve further, enriching the sauce with layers of sweetness and umami. Occasionally, skim off any foam or excess fat that rises to the surface, keeping the broth clear and glossy. About 30 minutes before the cooking time is up, taste the sauce, adjust the seasoning with more salt and black pepper, and, if you wish, add a dash of Worcestershire sauce for extra depth. For a subtle hint of brightness, squeeze in a touch of lemon juice or add a splash of apple cider vinegar, just enough to balance the richness. While the beef finishes cooking, consider your accompaniments. Savory beef with caramelized onions pairs beautifully with creamy mashed potatoes, buttered egg noodles, or a simple crusty bread. The starches soak up the luscious sauce, transforming each bite into a comforting embrace. Once the beef is tender and the sauce has thickened to your liking, remove the bay leaves and any woody thyme stems. For an extra flourish, sprinkle freshly chopped parsley over the top, adding a touch of color and freshness. The result is a dish that's more than the sum of its parts. Each bite offers the profound savoriness of beef, the luxurious sweetness of long-cooked onions, and the harmonious blend of wine, herbs, and broth. It's a celebration of patience and attention, a reminder that the best flavors often come from allowing time and care to do their work. But the secrets to truly unforgettable savory beef with caramelized onions go beyond technique. It's about embracing the process, taking pleasure in each stage, from the rhythmic slicing of onions to the sizzle of beef hitting a hot pan. The aroma that builds as the dish simmers, filling your home with anticipation, is as much a part of the experience as the meal itself. For those who wish to elevate the dish further, there are endless variations to explore. Add a handful of sliced mushrooms with the onions for an earthy undertone, or stir in a spoonful of Dijon mustard to the sauce for a gentle kick. Some cooks finish the stew with a dollop of crème fraîche or sour cream, swirling in creaminess that mellows the flavors. Others might sprinkle in smoked paprika or a pinch of cayenne to introduce gentle warmth. For a rustic French twist, consider adding a splash of brandy with the wine and tossing in a handful of pearl onions alongside the caramelized slices. Or, for a nod to Hungarian goulash, stir in a spoonful of sweet paprika and serve over buttered spätzle. No matter how you personalize it, the heart of the dish remains the same. The union of deeply browned beef and sweet golden onions suspended in a sauce that's both robust and silky. It's a dish that invites sharing, whether ladled into bowls for a family dinner or presented as the centerpiece of a festive gathering. Leftovers, if you're lucky enough to have them, only deepen in flavor overnight. Gently reheated, the stew becomes even richer, the flavors melding and intensifying. Serve the next day over rice or polenta for a comforting lunch, or tuck into a crusty roll for an impromptu sandwich. In the end, savory beef with caramelized onions is more than a recipe. It's a testament to the pleasures of home cooking. It's the aroma that greets you at the door, the anticipation as you lift the lid, and the satisfaction of a meal that nourishes both body and spirit. It's about gathering around the table, passing the pot, and savoring the goodness that comes from patience, care, and a handful of honest ingredients. So the next time you crave something in both hearty and refined, remember the simple magic of beef and onions, slow-cooked to perfection. Let each stage be an act of love, each bite a reward for your efforts. This is the secret revealed. A humble dish elevated by time, transformed by attention, and cherished for generations.